Hey guys, and welcome back to Okami. Welcome to North Ryoshima coast. It doesn't look too dissimilar from the other Ryoshima coast, but it shares the same music, so I ain't complaining.
Now, you may recall when we first got to the original Ryoshima coast and I was umming and ahhing about the music. I was just like, I can't remember whether this is the song that I really love or not. Ultimately, yes it is, because the Ryoshima coast music is freaking glorious. But the reason for my confusion was because I knew North Ryoshima coast was coming up soon-ish in comparison.
Yeah.
And I could not remember for the life of me whether it had the same music or different. And that's why I was just like, oh. Suddenly confusion entered my mind. Was that music one of my favourite tracks?
Yeah.
Yes, it is, because it's the same piece of bloody music. But that moment of, oh, I've completely forgotten.
It's fine, mate. It happens to the best of us. And no, we haven't been ignoring Waka here. We know him. We know what he is, what he does. He wants a painting. And, well, we can't paint a picture if our life depended on it. Well, it doesn't depend on our life. It depends on the Wii remote and its ability to cooperate, shall we say.
Yes. Now, I will say, what Waka is saying right now is very important, actually, because he's telling the tale of someone who stole their grandfather's painting and, well, pretended that it was theirs, despite the fact that they couldn't draw to save their lives. And, see, like, obviously, Waka likes to make points.
Yes.
It makes them ambiguously, but he likes to add in those little jabs and jibes.
Oh.
Oh, yes. We have what I believe is called the wind nose.
Really? I can't tell why I've been called that.
Yeah, very much like the other wind-related things. You just use Veil of Mist and it's pretty much a goner.
Jesus!
So satisfying to pull off.
What was the point of that? Just to introduce a new enemy?
Yeah, pretty much. Because I think because there's the potential of you having spent quite a long amount of time without having had a normal fight. They just thought, let's just go straight in there with an enemy after talking to Waka. Makes sense anyway, doesn't it? Now, something that's quite nice is if you got the fog pot, you can use that origin mirror to warp to another origin mirror that you wouldn't actually be able to get to, an area that you wouldn't be able to get to any other way. And there's clovers up here and special things, and it's a nice little hidden secret that you would not potentially ever find if you didn't purchase the fog pot.
Blooming marvellous.
I know. It's wonderful.
You feeling any better now, Rich? Is the grumpiness fading?
The grumpiness is definitely fading because I got to jump from the rocky area. Just like straight off. It wasn't quite as exciting as I was planning it to be, but I can live with that.
Alright, what are we upgrading here? Alright, a bit of ink pot shenanigans. Good stuff.
Yeah, I think it was just like, I got to this point and was just like, oh, I have a ludicrous amount of praise to spend. I should probably get on that.
Yes, more life please, thank you.
I mean, I probably could have done with getting another ink pot, but really, the way I play the game, I just sort of just poddle along, really, and ultimately I'm going to get everything that I need to anyway, so there's no real problem.
I mean, you've run out of ink once or twice, but it's never really been that big of a detriment.
Exactly, and I've always just then done the rather easy thing of just using like an Infinity Stone or something else to that effect. Like, it's never been a huge problem.
Nice. Right, so we've got some more animals to feed. God, this has been a while.
I know, and there are a lot of cats in this region.
Hell yeah.
A lot of cats. I mean, there's an area that we're going to come up to, which is... It's basically cats.
Nice.
So I think you'll quite like it. It will also appeal very much to one of the things that you really like in games.
That's ambiguous, but I like it. It gives me something to look forward to.
Yes, we'll see whether you end up liking it, actually, because it's perhaps not quite how you normally prefer said thing to occur, but it is still the thing that you quite enjoy, so we'll see.
Well, now I'm just confused, so ambiguity has become confusion, but in Entom's world, they're really the same thing. God, man, you think that's enough yen over there? You need to get to spending me. You need to have some retail therapy, you know what I'm saying?
Well, no, I need to save this money because...
You know what I'm saying, City?
We need to stockpile as much yen as possible because obviously there are going to be weapons coming up at some point.
Yeah, of course.
And really kind of want to make sure that we've got the dough to fund that all. And if you look over in the ocean there, you can see the water dragon just kind of poddling about. Not really doing a whole lot, but he's still relatively threatening because obviously if you jump into the water he's kind of gonna go for you.
I don't want that to happen. I don't want that to happen at all. I'm kind of glad it feeds all the foxes in the area at the same time, because it could have been so much busy work if you had to do it individually.
Oh, I know, it could have been ridiculous.
Hello, you're new.
Yes, this is another one of those Guardian enemies. This one is basically the Black Imp variant. Not that challenging at all. I was trying to get what I believe is his floral finisher, which is the Cherry Bomb, off, but
I mean,
I'm awful at pulling off the Cherry Bomb floral finisher. Just never really managed to do it successfully, but oh well.
You got the top rank in both areas, so does it really matter?
Well, yeah, this is the thing. It really doesn't.
Just give us some dough. Or, actually no, that's our job, to give you the dough. Man, I'm scattershot this recording session. I'm actually getting over like a friggin' throat and chest infection right now, so don't ask me how it happened, but I'm a little bit lightheaded.
Well, don't worry. We're all going slightly loopy here, so you're in very good company. Now, something that we didn't really pay much attention to it when we were speaking to Waka, but ultimately Waka was the one who brought the divine intervention to this place. We got cheated out of restoring this place ourselves, which is actually kind of annoying, because I would have loved to have seen the divine intervention in this particular area, because I'm sure it would have been absolutely freaking gorgeous. But despite that, it's still a really beautiful area.
Oh man,
and
the jealousy in your voice.
It's nice that you get just the Ryoshima coast music just plays through from one area to the next, and it's just beautiful. So I can cope with that.
Yeah, that would have been an audio giveaway before Waka even said anything, I would think.
And look at that massive tower in the distance, it's freaking huge!
That reminds me of Corrin's tower from Dragon Ball.
Ah. Now, I mean, the thing that it really quite reminds me of is I think it's the Tower of Salvation.
Look at all these horses.
Cows.
I know.
Cows.
That time I was being a bit of a cheeky monkey, as it were. Is that only Ireland in the distance?
Good. So yes, I'm pretty sure it's the Tower of Salvation in Tales of Symphonia, which is another excellent RPG that I would heartily recommend. It's probably one of the Tales games that most people would recommend. You've got Symphonia, Abyss. I think Vesperia does get into that list as well. But, yeah, those are, I think, the main recommended 3. I
know Tales of the Abyss is like one of the better ones, but I got the 3DS version okay, that's a bit of a weird camera angle, whatever. And I played it for about, I would say, an hour or two, and just the whole terminology, very JRPG feeling of it kind of rubbed me the wrong way, which is weird for me, because I'm a Kingdom Hearts fan, and they discuss weird bullshit all the time, but it's just like, oh, the Vespers are doing the clingy clang, and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Fields of phonons.
Yeah, shit like that. And not to mention, this wasn't like Xenoblade Chronicles 3DS, where, the text is a little bit blurry, but everything else is fine. No, this was an early 3DS port, which, in and of itself, is technically impressive, but, I don't know, I should go back to it, is what I'm trying to blurt out here. And
you definitely should, Tom.
I know. And on that birthday that I got that, I also got Rodea the Sky Soldier for the 3DS, so...
You see, you should have believed me when I said, go for the Wii U version with the Wii version, goddammit!
Well, at least I got to watch Inside Out for the first time that birthday, so, swings and roundabouts.
Indeed it does, so you got something good out of that birthday.
To be fair, I asked for those. It's not like they were shoved upon me. I'm not being an ungrateful sack of crap over here.
But yes, I would say definitely go back and play Tales of the Abyss fully, because it's got some really spectacular moments. It's got a bit of a slow build perhaps, but there's characters like Jade. Love Jade, he's amazing because he's like the most sarcastic bastard man you've ever met, and it's just glorious.
That's weird for me, because isn't Jade usually a female name?
Generally yes, but no, this guy is a guy, and he is amazing. And also, the game has, like, two of my all-time favourite gaming songs. Which is, it's Meaning of Birth and Mirrors, which are both alternate versions of the game's main theme, which is called Karma by a band called Bump of Chicken. Yeah,
don't think I didn't see that rabbit push Army out of the way there. God damn.
Yeah, the rabbits are assholes. You see, they're getting their own back on me for probably slightly butchering the hair of a Narba tail. But what that little girl was talking about is actually very important, because she's talking about something crying off in the distance. And I probably shouldn't have dug into there and gone down here just yet. Oh no, okay, it's fine. There are certain dig areas that you can go to, which will lead to these little haven areas, the little paradises underground, where you just get ludicrous amounts of praise, because you've got loads of trees, you've got loads of animals. Be prepared for slowdown, because ridiculous amounts of praise down here. And you get clovers and dig spots and everything under the sun. And in some of them there are treasure chests, in others there are little fountains which you can pour money into to upgrade some of your brush techniques. Specifically the one that I know you definitely get to do it with is Power Slash. That has at least 2 or 3 fountains where you upgrade it. I don't remember whether it's the only brush technique to have that, but you're certainly going to want to keep an eye out for these particular dig areas, because they are so incredibly useful.
I'm not surprised your Power Slash can be upgraded more than once, because it's one of the first things you get, and that's a very RPG thing to happen.
Oh, definitely. And considering we've had other brush techniques that have powered up, it only makes sense that eventually we would get Power Slash upgraded. Now, I know you're probably thinking, I said this particular area was frickin' gigantic and that you hadn't seen anything yet. I mean, it's still quite large at present.
Oh, right.
But something's coming. Might not exactly be this part that it's coming. We may be looking at next part, and I'm pretty sure I am. Yeah, definitely in the next part, but you will see just how big this particular area of the game is.
Well, you know, we get to that part, whoops, turns out Richie was wrong. Find out in the next part, I suppose.
No, it's definitely the next part. I've double-checked, because I've gone with my whole naming convention. And yes, I'm taking the slow route to get all of these things. But it's fine, because it's just a nice relaxing swim down the river.
Oh yeah, oh jeez. Collection parts, my favourite.
Well, you're getting a little bit tired now. This is only the start of the collection.
It's fine. No, I usually get sleepy, like, just as we start, but I'm fine, like, through the middle of it and towards the end. I don't know why, it's just how it happens.
Oh, I totally get that, because I go through little peaks and troughs in terms of doing commentary myself. Like, there's certain times where I'm good and raring to go, and other times where I'm just like, yeah, no. Like, the other day I was recording some solo commentary, and for various reasons I hadn't been able to get started until, I think it was about 8 o'clock-ish.
Jeez.
And it was just like, I'm not feeling it right now. So I ended up watching something and then came back at 9 o'clock and was just like, okay, feel a bit more up to it now. And then finally got it done.
It's weird, because I don't like recording commentary late at night, but sometimes if I haven't done any editing, I'll suddenly be like, oh, like, late at night, like 9, 10, oh, I've just record or edit a part or two, and, well, there you go, I'm feeling productive now.
It's one of those weird things, like, people find different times when they are at their most productive.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know that when I was at uni, in particular, the times where I ended up being the most productive was really frustratingly between 10 and 12 o'clock at night, the day before something needed to be handed in. Obviously, that wasn't intentional that I left things to that point. It was just the way the weeks were structured, that oftentimes, because you had to do your reading and figure out what you wanted to do your essay on and get your quotes out, and because you had to do them all in a week, by the time you'd gotten to that point, you had like 2 days to write your essay.
Yeah.
So that's how that ended up being that. It wasn't me being lazy and going, oh, this can wait. It was actually how it had to happen. But it was always that kind of time period where, because it needed to get done, it got done. And they ended up being decent essays, for the most part.
Good stuff.
But here we have 3 kids bullying another kid. And that is just not okay.
I can't believe they're all called bully.
I know. You see, they're saying something with this, because these, like, bullies are awful human beings, and so they deserve to just be called bully. Like, they don't deserve personalities, they don't deserve to be cared about, because they are bullies. It's
a self-fulfilling prophecy if you think about it. Why would you name a kid that to begin with?
Well, I mean, there is that as well. If there's one thing that I will never stand for in life, it is a bully, because had enough of them at school, not dealing with them now.
Mm-hmm. Alright, tell us a bit about Hiroshima, mate.
Well, I would tell you a bit about Urashima, or Urashima Taro. I mean, I suppose I can tell you a little bit, because he is essentially revealing it all now. And so he's the protagonist of a Japanese legend about a fisherman who rescues a turtle and is rewarded for this with a visit to Ryugu-jo, the palace of Ryujin, the dragon god who lives under the sea. And basically he stays there for 3 days, and upon his return to his village, finds himself 300 years in the future.
Okay.
Because time travels differently under the sea. And so they've slightly altered Urashima's narrative in Okami, Because, yeah, he's like, really young looking.
Mm-hmm.
And perhaps he maybe shouldn't necessarily be so. I will go more into Urashima's narrative, but I would very much like to get towards the end of everything that's going on with that. In the meantime, we have a new character.
Oh, it's adorable.
He's amazing. I love Orca. And you can see Ammy loves Orca as well, because her tail is wagging like one-o.
Oh, nice music here, very hopeful.
Just all of the music relating to Orca is just stunning.
Oh, you're not worthy. Only dogs may ride on me. Oh, fabulous. I have to get up here, otherwise you can't have my title card at the bottom.
And now that we've met Orca, the entire stretch of North Ryoshima coast has become open to us. And so we are going to set foot on the ocean, and it's going to be glorious!
Nice, so this is what you were talking about in an earlier part of the playthrough.
Indeed it is.
Oh, Ammy, you're adorable. We'll see you next time for another part of Okami.